Hey everyone, Jessica here and welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. Today I am making a Father's Day card and it's going to be a interactive spinner card. Now if you've never seen a spinner card before, these cards are really cool. They've been around for a while. They got pretty popular a couple years ago or so, I believe, and that's when I bought all the supplies for it. And basically the specialty supplies that you need to make this is clear thread. And I found mine at Joann's. I do have one that Simon Says Stamp does sell listed down below. So I'm taking a acrylic block and I'm just stamping them all over the card panel. I'm also going to take another blank card panel and stamp the image twice, and these are the ones that I will be coloring and cutting out and then gluing together to create the spinner for the card. So one thing about making a spinner card is that you do need a window for the front of your card. That's the whole point for this card, is to create that window so the image is floating in the middle of it. So what I've done is take a stitch circle die and I've cut the card panel that I had stamped all the random ribbon images on, and then I'm taking a blank card base that I have already cut and pre-folded, and I cut out the same circle onto that. So if you put the two together, you can see the back side of the card. Now we're going to start coloring the ribbon, and I'm going to be using my Prismacolor pencils today for that. And I've already picked out my colorway, and I have written the colors that I will be using onto the piece of paper that you see. So I'm just doing some simple coloring. I'm starting off with the darkest blue pencil and coloring the beginning of the tails of the ribbon and then right around the center circle. Then I can blend that color out with my medium blue and then blend all those out with my lighter blue. And I tend to switch back and forth between all three colors until I get the blend that I like. I'm leaving as much white as I can right around the very outer edge and then at the very bottom of the tails of the ribbon. And then I'll blend everything out with a white Prismacolor pencil. And my little white pencil is it's encased in this pencil extender. If you've never seen one of these before, you can buy it with the Prismacolor accessories kit, and I'll link to that below. But it just prolongs the life of your little pencils once you have used them a lot. Another trick that I like to use with colored pencils is using a makeup brush to sweep away any of the wax buildup. Instead of risking the chance that it might smear all over your white paper, I just use a makeup brush, and that really it picks it up and just sweeps it away. So that's one of my tips there. For the center of the ribbon, I wanted to make it gold, and I do have the Prismacolor gold pencil that I used on the outer edge, and then I blend that to the center with a really bright yellow pencil. And I really like how this gold yellow combination turned out. I will be using that again, I think, sometime in the future if I ever need it, but I think it looks really pretty and it's almost like it's glowing, kind of. So same thing, going back and forth with a gold pencil to the yellow pencil, and then blending all of that out with a white pencil. I also have a Prismacolor blender pencil. This is just like a clear wax pencil that you can blend colors together. But these stamps from the iconic stamp set are pretty symmetrical, so I can stamp the image twice, cut them out, and then glue them together front and back, and they basically mirror each other. So that's really cool and makes this card design super easy. It's not a perfect mirror image, but unless they're looking super close, nobody's going to notice. So because I was coloring with colored pencils and those center numbers are pretty small, I did color over them just a little bit here and there. So I'm taking a black Jelly Roll pen and going over the numbers just to make them a solid black. And then I'm going to take some glossy accents to the center of that ribbon and just cover it and that just adds some dimension. All right, so to add some more gold, I have this gold foil. It's like a sticky back gold foil, and I believe I got this from Paper Tray Ink. And I use my circle dies to cut out a thin circle frame twice, and I'm going to adhere those to the pattern card panel and then to the inside of the front panel of the card base that I used a circle die on. So the gold frame will be on the front and the back. Now I need to cut out these ribbons, and I'm going to do this super quick. I love doing that. It cracks me up, so I amuse myself, I guess. That's okay. I can amuse myself. So I'm taking my clear thread. This is the stuff that I have, and I'm going to cut out probably about 5 inches or so, just enough to go from the top and bottom of the circle, plus some extras so I can adhere it down really well. And then I'm going to run the ribbon images through my little Xeron sticker maker, and this will make it super easy to adhere them together. I have a little pokey tool from Holtz that I'm going to use to crease down those edges around the images. That way there's no like little spiderweb sticky glue. You can do this a couple different ways. I like doing it that way. Quick and easy. I'm going to peel those off, and then I'm going to take that clear thread that I have and put it right down the middle of the ribbon. And once I have that pretty secured, I'm going to take the second image, and lay that right over the top. You can see how well those fit together. Going back to my card base that I had cut the circle out of, I'm going to take some, I believe this is Be Creative tape, super durable, super heavy duty sticky tape. And I'm going to lay down a bunch of it right where the thread will go. And then I like to just take my tweezers and take off the backing. Makes it easy. So this is a little unnerving, this part, but just take a deep breath and just do it. So I'm going to take the clear thread that is attached to the ribbon images, and I'm going to lay that down right in the center of that circle. Now this part did take me a little bit to make sure that it was in the middle and straight, but I just laid it down, and then that glue really does catch that thread, so it doesn't move much. And then I kind of twist it around. I take the ends of the thread and then kind of curve them around into the tape. That way there's no chance of it just pulling out easily. And then I take more of that double stick tape and lay that over the top of the thread. That way it's completely secured. It's not going to come apart unless somebody really yanks on that. And all right, so now we're going to go back to the card panel that I had stamped on. I'm going to use my ATG gun and layer adhesive all over the back of that. And then we're going to align this card panel with the circle cut out to the card base with the other circle cut out. So I do have to try to get these aligned straight. I like to align the card base and card panel together from the top, but upside down, and then fold them together. And that just helps me align everything more easily. And then you can see how when you open it, you can still see that little ribbon in the middle. Now I'm going to move on to the sentiment, and I'm going to do some white heat embossing on some navy cardstock. And one thing about this card though is I tend to always use top folding card bases. It's just a style that I like. One thing that I didn't think about though is that when you open this card, and because it's the top folding card base, the ribbon is upside down. And for some reason that really bugged me. So I did take this apart kind of to make it a side folding card. So I'm taking a blank card base and I'm going to cut off the front panel of it, except for about 1/2 inch. I'm going to add adhesive to that flap, and that's the front part. I'm adding adhesive to the front part of that little flap. And I'm going to cut off the back side of this card base. And then I'm going to adhere the flap to the back side of the card. And it is noticeable, but I like this orientation better. So the way you make this spin is before you close the card, gently twist the icon in the middle of the circle. Just twist it like a dozen times or so. Very carefully, just close the card, and then you can tuck it into the envelope. And when your recipient opens the card, they'll get this fun little spin action. I've played with this, so it is pretty durable. So I hope you found this card process useful. I hope you enjoyed today's video. You can connect with me on Instagram or email me directly or comment below with any questions you might have about card making. I will always do my best to help. All the products I used today are linked on my blog and help support new products and supplies for this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to see the latest videos from me. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Meh, meh.